Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. Tonight we go over the weekend, figure out a place not to get stuck in. Dean hits us with a fresh conspiracy theory, and Bill gives us Bill's balls games. Debo, what's cracking? How was the weekend?
It was good. Kind of just hung out over the weekend. I watched the Marvels. It just came out on Disney Plus or whatever. It was okay. You know, I remember the last movie, the Marvels. So like Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and then I don't remember I think it's like Professor Marvel or something like that. But it just reminds me of the last time I went to the movie theater by myself, which was sounds lonely, but it's actually a lot. It was to see Captain Marvel, and it you
saw Captain Marvel alone in theaters?
Yeah, it was just one of the new Marvel movies that came out at the time.
Okay, well, that's a choice. All right, yeah.
And it was packed. I didn't like that. I didn't like how busy it was when I went by myself.
And you ordered two large popcorns for yourself?
Two sheets of this. I'm holding this. I hope they show
now,
up.
Now, that'd be a good idea.
Well, yeah, except you're paying $90 to
I mean, that's
see the
true,
movie
dude.
now.
That's insane.
Now it's just like you just wait for it to come out on stream, and that's all I do now. It's just like not looking to go out. But yeah, no. Other than that, didn't really do a whole lot. Just kind of hung out. What about you guys?
Well, I did want to say I used to. There was a time where I would go to the theaters by myself. Usually to see like a serious movie that I really wanted to see, because I do enjoy watching a movie at the theater, as a lot of people do, and two, not being interrupted while I'm watching a movie that I'm really into, or really like a serious, like a comedy. I don't think I want to go by myself, right? You're laughing, all that other stuff. A Marvel movie, that would be very lonely to go see by yourself. It'd be depressing. You would just be like, especially if it was packed.
I was really into Marvel at the time. I still like Marvel a lot, but I was like really into it, going out and seeing the movies as soon as they would come out, type of thing.
Oh, dude, that
was the last movie. But
I'm really not giving you crap for that. I think that's fine.
Normally, I would go to like the morning movie, like the matinee or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So that way there isn't many people there. But I chose to go like at like 7, 8 o'clock at night on like a Friday or Saturday or something like that. So of course it was going to be busy because it was the newest Marvel movie. They were hot, really hot at that time. I mean, they still are, I guess. But
it makes me want to go to a movie by myself. I think the last one I went to was like There Will Be Blood or No Country for Old Men, like during that time period. Yeah. That was quite some time ago.
I've been thinking about it, but nothing's really come out that I've been like, man, I really want to go see that when it.
I would have gone and seen Oppenheimer alone. I've watched it since. I think I'm going to watch it. I really enjoyed that.
Was it good?
I've read a lot about it too.
I saw 3 hours.
Dude, it's good. I mean, I don't know. It depends what you like, right? I've read about Oppenheimer and I enjoyed that part of history, I guess. But it's also like a movie that people love in general. So it's interesting and it's good. I mean, Christopher Nolan directed it,
right?
Cillian Murphy. It's good, like a good cast, good director, good story. I mean, the real life part is interesting. So, all right.
I'll check it out.
Bill,
I watched.
What'd you do?
I watched a comedy by myself
at the theater.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. No, it was Ted.
Ah,
it was Ted at the time. But I used to
that
go.
Is sad.
Yeah. Me and one other dude.
You went with somebody?
No.
Oh, there's only one other dude in the theater.
Yeah.
Were you guys looking at each other and laughing?
Yeah. No.
Were you really?
No.
We're
it was
in the
a
same
bad day.
row, one seat
Sit in
away
the
from
same
each other.
row.
Yeah. We both wanted that middle seat in the.
Well, I guess somebody has to jerk each other up. I don't know.
Then he offered me some Pringles against his crotch. I was wondering how he got those Pringles.
Like,
in
where'd
here.
you get those?
small popcorn bucket you got there, fella.
It was the individual size can.
It's quite the buttered popcorn you have. Looks like it's almost gone. Oh, you want me to take that?
Let me reach to the bottom.
No, just go ahead. Get down in there.
The buttery parts are at the bottom.
Sometimes the corn gets hard.
Put extra butter down there.
Now my weekend was all right. I didn't do too much. I was just trying to get better from last week's not Gucci sickness. I did go to Red Robin. And then Lowe's. Did go to Red Robin, which get the bonsai burger if you go. It's delicious. I don't know if you've ever had Red Robin.
Are they a sponsor? I mean, what are we talking about?
No, we're not. One thing I wanted to ask you guys that I observed over the weekend is have you guys ever stuck anything in your butt?
Besides this whole hand? No.
Not once.
No.
Well,
Never even considered. I mean, truly, never even considered it.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Honestly.
I'm gonna wait till after I take this dump, though.
well, I read about this 60-year-old guy that got arrested about a week ago. He was sticking antiques in his anus.
Of course.
So you might be wondering
I've done
why-
that.
You might be wondering why would he be arrested for doing something on his own time? Well, that answer is he wasn't at home. So there's video that shows that Mitchell Vest, who was wearing
a Goodwill,
a kilt in antique stores, would take the antiques.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He would take the antiques that were for sale and stick them up his butt and then would just put them back.
Oh.
Some items, some items that he stuck up there were.
What is that piece over there? It's got a certain je ne sais quoi.
Oh my gosh. That's so gross.
Some of the items that he stuck up there were a makeup brush,
Of course.
an antique bottle opener, and a tobacco tent can. The items had to be thrown away because there was poop on them, but investigators were able to.
You're picky.
But investigators were able to connect them to him.
Oh, yeah, DNA.
So the it gets better
Just
because
standard video surveillance.
yeah. So this is not the only time
The kilt guy, right? Who's sticking that up his butt? Yeah. No. Pretty sure we
not
figured
that guy,
it out.
the other guy.
Detective, you've done it again.
So this is not the only time he's done this either.
No way.
He's been in the store before. And that he actually has been seen doing inappropriate acts in other antique stores in the area.
That's insane.
So if you guys go shopping for antiques, don't smell the items. That's all I'm saying.
This store smells like.
Like some
Shit
antiques
on
are
that vase.
pretty rough.
Man, this is cloudy glass.
Yeah.
I swear it. They were saying that there were people that were like, yeah, we've seen him before, and he was like a really nice guy. It's like, well, yeah, he got his rocks off, sticking about 4 or 5 items.
You need any help, Sue? No.
It looked like he was pulling an antique golf bag around, but really it was just the driver wedged in his ass cheeks.
The driver.
He seemed like a good guy.
He seemed like such a nice guy.
So yeah, just
Grandpa's
I'd
putter.
share that.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, I didn't really have. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny because I had a
You've been
real.
recently thinking things.
Yes, I was at an antique store, shoving things up my butt.
I smelled the shitty vase, and
But I did have a real crappy situation, literally, not figuratively.
oh,
So I was over at, I was with my kids at their mom's place, and there's a finished basement area over there. And, you know, my oldest mostly just stays there because his bedroom's there. And there's like a finished living room. It's like he's got his own place down there. So he really likes being there. Right. I mean, you're 14, you have a big screen with Xbox, the bedroom right there, whatever. And there's a bathroom down there, but he knows because he's been there almost 2 years ish, you know, that you're not supposed to use that toilet. And he's known because it's been that long and he's known. But, you know, just, of course, couldn't pause the Xbox long enough to run upstairs, use the bathroom. So he went and flushed it and went back to gaming. Nobody knows this happened, obviously. I was there. I run to the store to get some milk. I was going to make something for dinner. I get back and I hear his mom just letting him have it. Right. So I kind of like sneak upstairs because I'm like, I really don't want to be a part of this. You know, like I don't know what he's getting in trouble for. He probably deserves it. You know, who knows? He probably forgot some stuff, you know, was supposed to do some laundry, whatever, and didn't do it. And so I go back down there, and of course, there's like water.
Oh no!
Everywhere. His room's like connected to the bathroom too.
Quick work, no reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Light work. That's light work.
Light work.
That's like,
Light work. No reaction. Flood the basement. And so, like his room's carpeted. I mean, I don't know if that's. I was gonna say obviously it's not obvious, but it's carpeted. And so it had to have been running a long time. Like the toilet just overflows and keeps going. So it had to have been going a really long time because like the whole carpet in his room was soaked. It's not like a small room.
right.
Like it's a decent sized bedroom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, this is like crazy. And so they said there's a shop vac in the garage. So go grab that. And I'm just having him shop vac the carpet. I mean, it's like, dude, I'm like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
And eventually it occurs to me like, oh, you can rent like the pet cleaner vacuums, like rug things from like Menards or whatever. So we run and grab one of those, and like that worked wonders. Like that soaked water up like crazy, but it was disgusting. I mean, I was dumping it out. Like I felt partially responsible. You know, it's my kid, so I felt responsible.
Yeah.
In some way. So I'm like helping do this all day Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which day.
Sounds like a good way to spend your Saturday.
Dude, like literally.
I had Red Robin.
Dude, yeah. And then I was there because I have the day off Monday. So I was over there because I was like, you need to run like the actual
like 3 miles around the block.
Yeah. No, like actually run, you piece of. I was like, I wanted him to run like that, like the reason you get that carpet cleaner to do it. But when I got there, like, so I'm the only one there. Turns out like the septic tank was like overflowed or whatever, and so like I was just now I'm out there helping like the Roto-Rooter guy with their septic
Jeez.
tank. Like, dude, I'd never seen like a full septic tank before. I don't know if it's something you on your bucket list or not, but it was something, because like once it was empty, you're like, oh my gosh, that's super deep to be full. Like it was very surprising to me. Quite a way to spend an extra day off to do that. So
I had actually before you move on, speaking of crappy stories, I had heard this quick story. This guy was in the park and he took a dump behind a tree or whatever, and it just so happened this lady was walking her dog like in the area or whatever, and they like went around this tree, and she and thought it was her dog, and she picked it up.
Oh
no! And then like, cause it was a small video, and the guy at the bottom, he commented, he was like, what did he say? He was like, "There is no God," or something like that. This always happens. It doesn't matter what you do, how good of a person you are.
That's crazy.
You're still gonna be in a crappy situation.
Literally.
But yeah, that just made me think of that. So,
dude, very unpleasant. Very unpleasant.
Yeah.
But you know what is? World-class food and service from the one and only Adobo Boy.
Completely agree. Adobo Boy is the official sponsor of not only the BD Sports Talk podcast, but Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. He still does not know, by the way.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
Red Ace and Jackie, they love it. I know they do.
They love it. Adobo Boy is your go-to for Filipino food. Us three bros, we are Filipinos, so we know a thing about some Filipino food, and these guys make it happen. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more delicious Filipino cuisines. But one dish you can always count on, except for this week because they switched it, is Red's Pork Adobo Bowl. But I do want to bring it up
this week.
Yeah, just this week. This week.
When people hear this, it's the end of the week, is it not?
Oh yeah. I got to get with him.
So maybe just for today, you won't be able to get that sweet, sweet Red's Pork Adobo Bowl.
You can still get some chicken.
Get it tomorrow, baby.
But for future reference, if you are looking to go there before we tell you about this sweet, sweet adobo bowl, go to adoboboygr.com because they'll have the menu for you. Or on Facebook, check out Adobo Boy. They always put their menu up for the week. But that Red's Pork Adobo Bowl, Dean, formerly known as the Adobo Boy. Tell us about that sweet dish.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's a tender pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar. Comes with Jackie's achara, a papaya salad, and cucumber on a bed of rice. It really is fantastic, and it's one of the only, if not the only, Filipino place in the area, or maybe even in the state. I mean, as far as
in the world,
in the entire friggin' world. But as far as I know, that's the only thing I know of, because obviously I look because we love Filipino food. So definitely check it out if you're in the area. I like to eat it all separately myself. Eddie, you're a bit of a mixer, aren't you? You like to mix it all together?
Oh, I do. I'm a big mixer, man. I think it's worth getting two, honestly. You get one. I mean, I'm super excited. As you guys know, I live an hour and a half, 2 hours away, so I haven't been able to get up there, but I'm excited. I mean, legitimately excited to do it. And I think I will probably get two just to mix one up and then eat one separately just to see, because I know I'm going to love it. I mean, how could you not? I mean, really, how could you not?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to have it. But yeah, big mixer. But I'm not afraid of separating. I'll tell you that
Well,
right
if you're
now.
good-
Not with something like that.
Well, a good thing is if you get 2, make sure that you say BD Sports Talk Podcast because you get 5% off that bowl, off the total bill.
I mean, let's be
And
honest.
who
I'll
doesn't?
pay full price, but I'll take 5% off any day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you're adventurous with food or you want to just try some amazing food, amazing adobo, get some good vibes, stop into Adobo Boy, where owners Ace, Jackie, and Red, some of the nicest people you truly will ever meet. For, like I said, for this weekend, next week, if you stop in, BD Sports Talk Podcast, mention it, you get 5% off your total bill. Adobo Boy is open Tuesday to Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5 to 7:30 for dinner, and on Saturday is the same schedule except open for dinner until 8:30. So you get an extra hour of that sweet adobo and 5% off. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street Southeast, Kentwood, Michigan, and is inside the amazing Myanmar. And yeah, go check it out. BD Sports Talk Podcast, 5% off. Do it. Do it.
Do it now.
Hurry.
Yeah. No, I mean, wouldn't it be like if there's only a handful of places you could get stuck in, like that would be one right towards the top.
Like the dryer. You're the
Under the
best
bed.
real brother I've ever
That's one
asked
of your
for.
top 5. That's where you'd like to be. I was thinking Adobo Boy, whatever. But that kind of crossed my mind because I saw this story. I was reading an article about a Ukrainian girl who was raised by dogs from ages like 3 to 9. Basically, she was 3. Her parents didn't really have room in the house to sleep, so she like crawled outside. Not crawled, but like crawled into the kennel outside with the dogs, and then lived with the dogs for 6 years. Until whatever version of like Ukrainian CPS showed up and found her. The parents were gone by then. I don't know how long they were gone. Like they didn't really say. Like the girl was literally lived with the dogs for 6 years, and they like the CPS, like the dogs were like protecting her from them getting close.
Real Jungle Book situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they like tricked them with food. Like, and at the end of the day, the dog's like, oh, no, we're hungry too, though. But it just felt like she was stuck, right? She's stuck in that situation.
Yeah.
So it made me think, what is like the worst possible place to get stuck? I have one, but I want you guys to go first.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever been to Juarez.
I have. I have.
Worst place to get stuck.
Yeah.
Man. I know the best place.
Adobo Boy.
with your brothers.
Worst place stuck for me.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
anything.
God forbid it never happens. If I were to get stuck in a tight spot, aka like a coffin, a tube, someplace where I cannot move.
Going down a water slide and on it shrinks up to a point where
I'd freak out, dude.
The hole's too small.
Essentially claustrophobic, right?
Yeah.
That's like even if I was stuck, like somehow got stuck in a water slide where it was like just big enough, like it was a enclosed water slide, and something happened where like the thing just kind of like curved up and you didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness!
Like you weren't going fast enough, and it just
right. Yeah, and you're just stuck there.
That would suck.
Dude. There you go. There you go.
Not great.
Anxiety.
That's for sure.
What do you think, Zane?
Man, I don't know.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, mine's kind of the same. And I'd wrote this down. I've always had like this nightmare situation where like you wake up and you're buried alive. Like
Yeah.
that is like the worst case to me.
Ugh.
Like that.
It gives me
The
anxiety just thinking
claustrophobia.
about it.
Yeah, dude. Like there's nothing. There's nothing you do. Like I always think of like the Kill Bill situation where she like does that. Well, like that's not gonna work. That's like not gonna happen.
Right.
If you
You
believe
know, I always think about that. Like it's funny you brought that up with the slide stuff because back when I was like, I don't know, 5th or 6th grade, we used to do like all the boys would be like, oh, we're going to do slide team today. We jam as many people as we could into the enclosed slide.
I think we all did.
And when people went over top of me and it seemed like we were stuck, I wouldn't show it, but like I was freaking out like hard, like I'm going to be stuck here forever.
Right.
And that would freak me out. I was actually thankful when they took it away from us that we couldn't play on the equipment anymore. Because I'm like, I didn't have the nuts to say no.
But
I
you didn't want to
you
do
know,
it.
I didn't want to do it either. But I
Right.
wasn't going to tell anybody that I didn't want to. And so every time we do
so
that, I just felt like we were like it was so tight. When somebody was always like, oh, I got to go over top. And they like go over top of everybody all the way through the slide. And it's like, dude, when they went over you, you're like, I was a couple of times like, we're stuck. And that freaked me out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, to me, nightmare scenario is waking up and I don't even know if you'd know you were in a coffin.
You'd just be dark.
Buried alive because it's just, it's dark.
Dark
You just know you're closed in. You can't move it up.
Be comfortable though.
I'd rather someone just kill me.
Well, yeah.
Essentially they are.
But that wouldn't happen unless they wanted to torture you.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what if they don't know? What if you're not actually dead?
Right.
Mm.
Did you think of a place that you wouldn't want to get stuck, Dean?
Yeah, no, there's a couple actually. Like, I wouldn't want to be stuck like in a submarine, like underwater. You know what I mean? Like that would suck. Like just not being able to kind of essentially the same.
Or
thing
if it
as being
explodes
buried alive
instantaneously,
or like it just started filling with water. You know what I mean? And there's nothing you can do because if you
dude.
especially if you're at the bottom, like you can't just swim out
Right.
because the pressure will kill you.
I saw a video where like this car went into a sinkhole, but it was like filled with water, and they were like going like down, and I'm like, how's that person get out? Like how terrible would that be? Like you're just driving, you just go into a sinkhole, but it's also all water under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's like that. I don't know if that's worse than a submarine or not. At least in the submarine, you're like, you're going under the water.
Right. Yeah, at least you already know. But you weren't expecting it to get stuck underwater.
You're just driving, a sinkhole falls, and you go straight in. And all of a sudden you're trapped in your car. Like there's no space on either side. It didn't look like either. So I don't know if you could open your door, get your window open. Even if you could you even swim up? That's what I was looking at. I'm like, that's terrible. And that actually happened to somebody.
Yeah, that's wild. I also, when I worked at Denny's, when I first started working at the Denny's,
I felt stuck.
I had this irrational, yeah, I just felt stuck for the rest of my life. I hated it.
Yeah.
No, well, that
Graham Slam.
When I first started working there, there's a walk-in freezer that was like through the fridge. So like you'd walk into the walk-in fridge, and then you'd walk through and go into the freezer in the back. And I didn't know because there wasn't a handle on the other side of the freezer door, and it didn't stay open. So I thought if it shut, it would lock me in to the freezer and nobody would ever come find me. So that would also suck, getting locked in a freezer like that. Because we used to lock it at night too. Like, could you imagine if like oh, everybody's done for the night. Let me lock the freezer up without looking. And
Yeah.
you're just in there grabbing fries, and you're like, oh no, or you know, like that'd be the worst. I mean,
But at least you're in like a space where you can move around.
yeah.
You got to
But
think
it's
too,
freezing.
like, why are they locking it up while you're still getting fries?
Maybe they didn't know you were in there.
But what time of night is this where they would lock it up while you're still getting fries?
We used to lock it up for the third shift. So when I was management or whatever, we used to lock it at. I don't know why we started locking it at night. It didn't make any sense to me because he would run out of stuff and then they just have to like not sell it to customers, even though we had plenty of it in the freezer. So like, oh, we're out of fries. Like, what? You're out of fries? So like shit like that. But yeah, no, that'd be, you know, and there's always those like, you know, you see in like movies and stuff, you know, where guys just get, you know, people get locked in the freezers and stuff like that. That would suck. It'd be,
Yeah, for sure.
'cause that's a slow burn. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
Hoping somebody just opens it just one time.
I mean, it's kind of like what I was talking about, man, where you buried alive. Like, that's a nightmare situation. You just wake up, you're buried alive. You just turn around, the door's locked, whatever. Or maybe I realized I was never alive at all. And this right here is all just a dream. It's time to wake up once again with Dean's conspiracy theory of the week.
You know, I feel like I started off hot and heavy these last couple of weeks. It was some pretty intense.
It's so hot.
So hot and heavy. That this one, I mean, this one's interesting. There's actually been a book written about it back, like way back. It's also been debunked scientifically, the book, but it's an interesting theory that it's a little bit more light and not as dark.
But did science really debunk it? Or did they just tell us that?
I mean, maybe that's just what they're telling us. That's the whole point of the.
Now I'm curious.
And now you're curious. So it might be more common. It's called the hollow Earth theory. Have you guys ever heard of that one? No. So some people think that the Earth is actually hollow because the highest point between the highest point on the Earth and the lowest point that you can get to, like sea level, is only about 11 miles apart. So people think, you know, what's underneath that, you know, besides molten lava and probably more rock, more than likely. But essentially they think that the Earth is hollow and filled with like lost civilizations or like giants, Bigfoot, dinosaurs, you know, the lost tribes of the Israel.
People believe
These are
this?
just different. People actually, there's a book written on it that was like,
They think they're all like living down there?
They think they're living beneath the crust. Not all of them, but these are just different things that people think that could be living on. There's also a theory where they think that that's where Adam and Eve were, and that's where God kicked them out to the outer part of the world. Out of the garden is the outer part of the world, and the inside was the
out of the mantle and into the world, baby.
You know, it's a theory. Obviously, aliens. They claim that on like in Antarctica and the North Pole or Alaska, I think something like that. There's entranceways or like caves or holes or whatever that allow UFOs and whatnot to come in and out because there's like strong magnetic fields, especially like under Antarctica. That's where they do a lot of science and things like that. The Russians actually, if you can find the holes in the earth
from a glacier in Alaska,
it's water on the glacier. It's always cold.
It's science.
But the Russians call it. They have a name for these holes in Antarctica called Polina or something like that. Polina. But yeah, they have it's strong, especially in Antarctica. There's strong magnetic fields. And like there's weird things about Antarctica. Like it's hard to go and visit, obviously, because it's on the bottom. It's it's not good for the environment to actually travel to Antarctica, for tourism and stuff. Even though they have a little bit, but it's mostly in one certain area. So like you can't you have to be reasonably quiet when you're in Antarctica because they don't want you to disturb the environment. No flash
The
photography.
snow.
They don't want you to these are like things you can't do like when you go to Antarctica. You have to be reasonably quiet. Like obviously we could talk but they don't want you like yelling and,
We made it.
We're just whispering in Antarctica. You have to be no flash photography, and it's like actually pretty heavily guarded for the most part by obviously scientists. A lot of scientists are there, and like international like people, different countries, because it's pretty much
T Swift, T Kelsey,
T Kels, J.
They've
Kels.
got a villa.
P.
They got a villa on the Antarctica.
So like the entire like northern half of Antarctica is prohibited. You can only go there if you have like special access to go there. So a lot of people think, like this is where they're doing like their like research on aliens and like, discovering like the inside of the earth, you know what I mean? And like coming into contact, and they just don't want people to know about it. Things like that. And if you look on like Google Earth or whatever to try to like find like these slots or whatever, actually like Antarctica isn't on there like at all, because they say it's from low resolution and it's largely unnecessary was what I saw in the thing. It's largely unnecessary to have it mapped out on Google Earth. Like when it comes to like, it's like geography or whatever, because there is stuff there. But yeah, so that is the hollow earth theory, is where they think lost civilizations and whatnot are.
So like maybe those people come up
They
in
think
Antarctica.
aliens are coming from Antarctica or from the poles, essentially, where there's entrance ways in and out to where aliens can kind of come out. That's where UFOs are coming. Like with that thing I said last week with that Andrew Dawson seeing like the giant, and then like that helicopter hovering, like extracting something out of that mountain, putting him back to, different things like that. So
how has it been debunked?
Scientifically, there's just different stuff. Like there's not, they've looked at these holes or whatever that are in the ground. They're just upper layer like stuff, but you know what I mean? People will go for anything.
Like what you think was going to be under the grass.
They also, all right.
It's
so to put
dirt.
To put in perspective, people also think like that's where some of like the Nazis went to hide, is in the inner crust of the earth. From Germany, they made it to the North Pole or the South or Antarctica.
Maybe, dude.
I've heard some crazy stuff on that too, but that's for a different episode. And that is
another day.
Conspiracy.
That's
dang.
Talk about places not wanting to get stuck.
Antarctica?
No, your top half under the bed. Top half of your body under the bed. You won't want to get stuck. But yes, Antarctica too.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff,
I
man.
was reaching for my remote.
I never heard of that.
Under my bed. Really? I guess that's not really right. I
Like,
had to do a lot of
really?
deep dives on some
I've been
stuff.
studying on this for years.
I've been seeing some crazy stuff.
Like I know there's crazy things out there, but like I don't know. For some reason that was wild to me. That people believe like there are just like things living like under the earth now.
People
it's not
believe it.
When I say it out loud, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see where people think that. But when you said it, it blew me away, man. That's crazy stuff.
Right? They think mythical creatures and stuff live under the.
They
and who
do.
knows? Maybe unicorns are pooping rainbows and doing whatever they do in the inner crust of the earth with the dinosaurs and the lost tribes of Israel.
It's like what's that old, not cartoon, but it was like a Muppet, Fraggle Rock. That's a real Fraggle Rock underneath. It's like do, 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 do.
Just a wild party.
Yeah.
I want to check it out.
Interesting.
You know what else I want to check out?
What's that?
Bills, balls, games. What are you cooking?
Family Feud again. I'm a little more prepared this time. A little more prepared this time. Got a full speed round.
Okay.
So whoever wins gets this time whoever wins gets the option of whether they want to go first or second on the speed round. And there is 5 on the speed round, so you will have to get whatever 200 or whatever it is. I'm not that prepared. So so you guys want to again do just take turns on who goes first?
That works.
Yeah, I mean we're basically on the same team.
Well, for now, no.
You could flip a coin. Yeah,
Yeah,
coin.
he can go first. Dean can
So
go first.
Dean won last week.
Oh.
It was a riveting game.
Thank you. Thank you.
T.
Sourdough, baby.
So, yeah,
I just
still think
completely
that was a
thought of
good
that
answer.
question differently. That
thought
was
it
so
a good
dumb.
answer. She's sour. Dough.
Yeast.
Yeast was great. That was fantastic. I was like, yeast. Infection? I was like, damn.
I was like, what is the baker looking around the bakery calling his wife? I don't
was
know.
just thinking.
Yeah, no. You were closer on what the question was.
okay.
For sure.
All right. Here we go. Round 1. Name a house you never want to be in.
Haunted.
That is the number 1 answer. Would you like to pass or play? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 answers. You answered 1.
I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Excellent.
Even though I'm going to give up all the points. Because I have no idea. I just want examples of different houses. I was going to say ranch.
Types of houses.
He doesn't
Number
know
1
what
answer
it
is haunted.
Yes.
Number 2 answer is probably in-laws.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Good answer. Good answer.
It is. Sorry. Lost it here. And wrong. 1 straight.
Parents.
I think you're going the wrong way with this.
Clearly. I mean, haunted. Glass.
That is the number 6 answer. So you have haunted house and glass house.
Fun house.
Strike 2.
Was that 3? I thought that was 3.
No,
Oh,
I did in-laws, I did parents, and then
oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's strike 3. Dean.
yeah, Dean, time to steal.
I should have played it. Damn it. I thought you might know some houses and I'd only have haunted. What kind of house? Could you repeat the question, please?
Name a house you never want to be in.
Never want to be in. Never want to be in. Outhouse.
That is the number 8 answer.
Oh, stole.
Dude, that is so lame.
33. That's 38 points for Dean. Dean takes the early lead. Number 2 answer,
Pulled that.
jail, the big house. Number
Yeah, the
3
big house
answer,
for sure.
number 3, dog house. Number 4, drug house. Number 5, small house. And number 7, cat house. I don't know. They survey these people. I don't know.
Well, I'm just not on board. I don't get it. I don't think I think that way, I guess.
Round 2. Eddie, you go first. Tell me a word that rhymes with election.
Come on. Come on, man.
What?
I got two locked.
Erection.
That is the number 2 answer.
Oh. Protection.
That is the number 5 answer. So Eddie, you want to pass?
I'll pass.
Okay.
Okay. Detection.
That's the number 4 answer. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again.
What about C-section?
No.
I don't know, man. Election. Then there's selection.
That's the number 1 answer.
Okay.
So you have number 1, number 2, and number 5.
I'm just it's like orange to me right now. Borange?
That's wrong.
Borophyll. Sounds like Borophyll. Man, just to throw some as suppression. It's
No.
not even close.
One more.
I already said that.
You said selection, erection. Well, Eddie said erection, but the answers are selection, erection, and protection.
I already said selection. Correction.
Nope. Eddie, you have a chance to steal.
I'll go with connection.
Damn.
That is wrong.
What? That's not on there?
No.
Man.
So that's 1, 2. You got 55.
That's a pretty good answer. I was thinking correction or connection. I was like, I got those two in my pocket.
9.
I didn't even have connection, obviously. That's a good answer. I thought that was really good.
So number 3 answer was perfection. Number 4 answer, detection. Number 6 answer, no.
I thought I did.
You said C-section. Number 6 answer, rejection. Number 7 answer, collection. And number 8, section.
I mean, that's close to C-section.
9.
They would have given me that on Family Feud.
Could have been
Steve
any
would have
answer
given
in the
me that.
world, really. It just depends on the people that answered it.
Steve gives me C-section. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Third round. Dean, name an occasion for which you might wear your lucky underwear.
Date?
That's the number 1 answer.
I'm going to play it.
Okay.
Okay. Sporting event?
Number 4 answer. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 answers.
An election?
No.
I'm trying to rhyme words with that again. I couldn't. Okay. Your favorite underwear or lucky underwear? Lucky underwear. I said sporting event. I said
Date.
the other one.
Date.
Meeting the parents.
Strike 2.
Oh man, I'm drawing so many blanks right now. I can't even. During a fire, you might want to be pretty lucky. During a fire.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Eddie, a chance to steal.
I'm gonna go with wedding.
That is the number
That's a good one.
2, 3, 4, 5 answer.
That's a pretty good one.
So that's 39 and 46. All right. That was number 2 was job interview. Number 3, gambling, because going to the casino.
Mm.
You did 4 and 5. 6 was anniversary. 7, Valentine's Day. 8, exam finals. Eddie, you are down 51 points going into the last round.
It's tight.
You go
the daily
first.
double.
Name a professional sport. You do have a chance to win. Name a professional sport where the players make a lot of money.
Oh my god.
Gotta go with football.
Number 1 answer.
I'll play it.
All right. There are 4, 5,
Man, you just start naming off sports, I guess.
6.
Yeah.
6 answers. Now, mind you, this is people surveyed. This is not
For sure.
Fair.
Yeah.
So baseball,
number 2 answer.
basketball,
Number 3 answer.
hockey,
Wrong.
Mm.
tennis,
That's 1 strike. Number 5 answer.
boxing.
Strike 2. You have 2 answers left.
Okay. Okay, take it easy. Golf.
3rd strike.
Ooh, that was the sport.
Dean.
I had in mind.
For the win.
Could you name off the ones these are? Football, baseball, basketball,
In tennis.
and tennis. I mean, yeah, you do make a ton of money in tennis. But, well, that's, trying to think of. Soccer, football.
That is number 4 answer.
Uh,
Dean wins again.
Dude, I had soccer as one of the first ones I was going to bring up, and I just completely,
Blanked.
yeah. Well, on soccer,
The number 6 answer.
race car
Darts.
driver,
darts.
Darts.
You make
Two
way more
people-
money in golf than darts.
Two people said darts.
I'm sure you can make money if you're sweet, but
So Dean wins
Of
again.
course.
not
Dean
millions.
Dean is Family Feud.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, Steve.
So, all right. Speed round.
I'm not helping him win the speed round.
You get some of the money. All right. Dean, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Of course.
I
You piece of crap.
need the most options I can get.
All right. You're going to get time this time, too.
Okay.
So, all right. Do you take them off?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you.
Suck.
I'll give you 35 seconds.
Okay. I
Okay.
thought you were gonna say 30 or 25.
Oh, I figure I'll probably read slow. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
And the clock will start as soon as I finish the first question.
Okay.
Name something you find in a breakfast buffet.
Eggs.
Name a Marvel Avenger.
Captain America.
Name a state that has a lot of sports teams.
California.
Name a type of insurance.
Car.
Name something that might be full of holes.
Sponge.
Stop.
I was gonna say my body.
Okay. Name something you find in a breakfast buffet. You said eggs.
Mhm.
That's the number 1 answer at 25. Name a Marvel Avenger. You said Captain America. That is the number 1 answer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name a state that has a lot of sports teams. You said California. That is the number 2 answer.
I know what number 1 is.
Name a type of insurance. You said car. That is the number 1 answer. And name something that might be full of holes. You said sponge. That is 0. So
I got all number 1s and then a 0.
So you got 50, 77, 97, 105.
The problem with the last one is my mind went dirty immediately and I panicked. I didn't know how much time I had left. So I was like,
All right, Eddie. All right.
All right.
You can get
I have to get 180
200.
points.
200
No.
total.
No.
I was like, dear Lord, man.
Dean got 105.
Nice.
I
Solid.
did good.
Solid.
Okay.
That's a hell of a first round.
You're going to get 40 seconds.
Thanks for taking all the good answers.
Kind
You
of.
get 40 seconds.
40?
Right? 40. Here we go. The time will start after I say the first question. Name something you find in a breakfast buffet.
Eggs.
Eh.
Bacon.
Name a Marvel Avenger.
Iron Man.
Name a state that has a lot of sports teams.
California.
Eh.
New York.
Name a type of insurance.
Home.
Name something that might be full of holes.
Something that might be full of holes. A golf course.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, here we go. Name something you find in a breakfast buffet. Eddie, you said bacon. Dean said eggs. Eggs was the number 1 answer.
Of course.
Bacon was the number 2 answer.
Oh,
I would have said
24.
pancakes. I would have messed up if I didn't.
clutch.
Name a Marvel Avenger. Dean said Captain America. And you said Iron Man, which is the number 1 and number 2 answer.
Of course.
Captain America's number 1.
Name a state. Yeah, Captain America, number 1 answer.
Well, I would have
Name
said that if I didn't know your basic ass wouldn't have said that first.
Name a state that has a lot of sports teams. Dean said California. You said New York. New York is the number 1 answer.
Really?
California was number 2.
That's right.
I thought it was Texas was number 1. That's what I thought it was.
Name a type of insurance. Dean said car. Eddie, you said home. Car was the number 1 answer. Health and dental was the number 2 answer.
Oh,
So
Name something that might be full of holes.
home didn't score.
Yes, it did. It was the number 4.
Oh,
Number 4 answer.
Yeah,
I was like, dang.
Yeah, yeah.
There's only 2
What?
answers.
Life was number 3. Home was number 4. Name something that might be full of holes. Dean said sponge. That is a 0.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
goose egg right there.
You need 6 points to win.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh man, we lost.
You
in
said
the last
golf
one.
course.
that's a good answer.
It was 2 points. It was the number 6 answer.
Oh
The
no!
number 1 answer was Swiss cheese.
Oh, that would have been a good answer.
Number 2 answer, clothes, socks.
Man, I get us all those number 1s. You
What?
can't even get us 6 points.
Clothes and socks. So you have to assume that you have holes in your.
That might
Unless
be
you're talking
full of
about-
holes.
Oh, that might be full of holes.
Yep. You guys got one.
I just thought it was something that was full of holes.
Me too. Wait, given I said sponge.
You guys did so well.
I was thinking of things that would fill those holes. and then I just thought of sponge. So, which if you watch SpongeBob, I'm just saying he's got a lot of holes.
Good game, guys. Dean is Mr. Family Feud. And that
Mr. Feud.
is Bill's Balls Games.
Nice work. Well, that'll do it for tonight. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know where you would want to get stuck, and let us know how that moist Red's pork adobo bowl went down. Until next time on Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast.